Shalom, family, shalom. I'm coming to you guys again with another video, and I'm actually at work and I'm on break. I got a few minutes, and my anxiety is just like going, like the spirit will not let me calm down. I can't focus on anything until I make this video. And today we're going to be talking about what it means to be of the world, because after I did the video yesterday about Megan, I had one of you guys bear false witness against me, okay, saying that I am of the world, okay, because I said Meghan Markle is daughter Zion. Now, the next video we're going to talk about all the evidence and stuff why I believe that she is daughter Zion. Now, as I told this person, I'm not here to convince you. You don't have to believe. I'm only here to present to you the evidence so that you can make an informed decision, okay, so that you can make an informed decision. So we're going to be doing that in the next video. But today I want to talk about what it means to be of the world, because this was definitely assassination of character, bearing false witness. Because I don't think that a lot of us understand what Jesus was saying when he said, don't be of the world. And what Jesus was saying was, world means order. We're going to get into the definition of this word world. It means the order. Okay, the order of the world. What else do I want to say? Basically, the authority. So when Jesus was saying, do not be of the world, what he was telling you was don't be a part of the patriarchy. He wasn't saying, I think what people want to make it. You know, everybody want to make everything spiritual, but forget that we are physical beings as well. You know, and I think it's because I'm saying that this is a physical person. This person wanted to say that I was of the world. So let's talk about what does of the world mean. It means don't be a part of the patriarchy. World also means age. When the scriptures say at the end of the world, it's also saying at the end of the age. So Jesus was saying that this was going to be an age of patriarchy and not to be a part of this system, okay, which is the beast system, the patriarchy. How you become a part of this beast system, it's not by going to work. It's not by doing the things that God know you got to do to survive, to take care of your family, to pay your bills, okay? Let's get a real understanding of what this means. It means simply to not be a part of the patriarchy. Okay, don't be a part of this new world order, which we've been living in for all of this age. See, we're looking for, everybody talking about the new world order, and they looking for it to start. You know, Brother Sanchez did a video a while, like last year, a long time ago, and he talked about how the patriarchy been going on for the last 7,000 years. So what y'all are waiting for to happen is actually ending. Okay, it is ending. The patriarchy is dying and the matriarchy is rising. So when Jesus was saying don't be of the world, he was saying don't be of the patriarchy. Let's look at this word world. Let's look at this word. So world, order, the world, universe, worldly affairs, the inhabitants of the world, adornment, cosmos, literally something ordered, properly an ordered system like the universe creation, the world. So we need to understand that we have two systems going on right now in the earth. We have God's system, which is the matriarchy, and then we have the patriarchy, which is opposite of God's system. And this is what Jesus was telling us to beware of. Beware of the patriarchy, okay? Let's look. Order, the world, adornment, okay. Adorning world, properly from the base of chamizo, orderly, arrangement, decoration, the world in a wide, narrow sense, including inhabitants, literally or figuratively. Now it says morally. So to be a part of the beast system, you would have to be a sinner, okay? Because that means that you're not a part of God's kingdom. And the only way you can become a child of God, we talked about this, is by keeping the commandments. This is how you know the sons of God, okay? Because they are righteous. That's what the Bible say. Because they are righteous. Now, let's go Let's go back here. So we got all these words for world. An inhabited world, world. Now this one say, from your ball, the earth as moist and therefore inhabited, by extension the globe. By implication, its inhabitants specifically are partic land as Babylonia. Okay, so when God is saying, when Jesus is saying don't be a part of the world, he is saying don't be a part of Babylon. We know Babylon was a patriarchy, okay? Let's see. The state of the dead world, okay? The earth, transmutation for era, the earth, okay? And then we got the inhabited earth, the land that is being inhabited, the land in the state of habitation, the inhabited world, that is the Roman world. For all outside it was regarded as of no account. To inhabit, dwell, the inhabited earth, i.e. all people living on the inhabited globe, is the land that is being inhabited, the land of state of habitation. Okay, so we don't got to read this. We can clearly see that when Jesus was talking about the world, he was talking about the Roman world. He was talking about Babylonia. He was talking about sin and patriarchy. Now, why do I say that this person is bearing false witness? Because first of all, I don't sin. I'm not going to say I never sinned in my life, because that would be a lie. He who say he is without sin is a liar. But am I in sin now? Am I sinning now? No. So how can you say that I am of the world? Do I believe in the patriarchy? No. So how can you say that somebody is of the world? Now let's talk about Meghan Markle. Is she believing the patriarchy? No. She's actually fighting against the patriarchy. Is she a sinner? We don't know. We don't know her. But I don't think she is. Okay? I don't think that she is. So that's bearing false witness. You just bear false witness against two people, basically calling them sinners and patriarchs, when neither is true. Now, that is a sin. Bearing false witness is a sin, okay? That is a sin, okay? And this is why Jesus said, this is why the Bible say, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. You have to be careful who you trying to persecute, who you sending false stuff against, saying stuff that's not true against, because you will have to answer for that. Okay, you cannot just bear false witness against people, especially people you don't know. Some of these people is angels. Okay, I just talked about how I feel like I'm an angel in the last video. Okay, and there's been a lot of times that people have come up against me and things have happened to those people. And I'm not talking about, and this is not to scare anybody or anything, but I'm just saying you have to be careful of what you are doing. You got to think before you just say stuff, and think before you act. I'm not saying you got to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me, but don't bear false witness. You know what I'm saying? Don't bear false witness. Some of y'all accusing angels and judges and lords of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And you going to have to answer for it. Because Jesus said if the people that he sent into the world, the people that God sent into the world, if you reject them, you reject God. So we need to really understand and pay attention to who we talking about, et cetera, et cetera. So the patriarchy was the new world order. Let's look at patriarchy. A patriarchy is a social system in which men hold primary power and predominate in roles of political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and control of property. Some patriarchal societies are patrilineal. So what this is saying, for you to be of the world, you keep the laws of the world, but you don't keep the laws of the Most High. That's not true about me, because I keep the laws, I keep the commandments, right? False witness. and control of property. Some patriarchal societies are patrilineal, meaning that property and title are inherited by the male lineage. Patriarchy is associated with a set of ideas, a patriarchal ideology that acts to explain and justify this dominance and attributes it to inheritable natural differences between men and women. Sociologists tend to see patriarchy as a social product and not as an outcome of innate differences between the sexes, and they focus attention on the way that gender roles in society affect power differentials between men and women. Historically, patriarchy has manifested itself in the social, legal, political, religious, and economic organization of a range of different cultures. Even if not explicitly defined to be by their own constitutions and laws, most contemporary societies are in practice patriarchal. So the most of the world is patriarchal. So this is why Jesus was saying, don't be of the world. And he said, if the world hated you, it will hate me. Why? Because you're going to be saying something different from what people are used to. Patriarchal literally means the rule of the father and come from the father or chief of race, which is compound, patria, lineage, descent, and domination, authority, and sovereignty. So we know that the domination, authority, the dominion, the authority, and sovereignty is daughter Zion's. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. And this is why Jesus said, don't be a part of the world. Okay, don't be a part of the dominion, the authority, and the sovereignty of man, because God's sovereignty comes through a woman. Okay, and it's 10:10. Historically, the term patriarchy has been used to refer to the autocratic rule by the male head of the family. However, since the late 20th century, it has also been used to refer to social systems in which power is primarily held by adult men, particularly by writers associated with second-wave feminism, such as Kate Millett. These writers sought to use an understanding of patriarchal social relations to liberate women from male domination. This concept of patriarchy was developed to explain male dominance as social rather than a biological phenomenon. Okay, now we're going to talk about all of this stuff about Meghan Markle in the next video. It's 1111 right now, 1011. But I just want to end this with this article and showing y'all a little bit why I'm saying that it is Meghan Markle. Okay, first of all, I told y'all God is going to use somebody who is on the mainstream media. It's going to be somebody who all of us can know and be aware of. Okay, it's not going to be somebody who the most of the world don't know, can't see, because they won't be able to be used to reach the world. Now, to infiltrate, to destroy a system, you must infiltrate it. So the person who was saying that Meghan Markle is a part of the person was saying, oh, they're a part of the royals all connected, they all got the same blood. Yeah, that's because they Israel. Okay, they don't mate outside of the family. We talked about all of this already. I thought y'all had an understanding. Okay, so, and yes, they are the beast system, but you cannot just throw Meghan Markle. And she wasn't born into that family. Okay, she married into that family. And this is like God's infiltration. Okay, to take down the system, you must infiltrate it. Okay, you must infiltrate it. And why is Meghan being infiltrated into the royal family? Because they are the most patriarchal on the society. Y'all don't think that it's weird that right now Harry married a black woman who is a feminist and from a white family and a patriarchal family? Come on now, y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to look at this now. Y'all got to look at this. It's not a coincidence. Meghan is there to infiltrate, okay? I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? And I'm going to say this at the end of the video, so I ain't going to say it now. So let's read this article really quick. So we know that Israel, England, is the throne of David. And that's why this is still a kingdom right now. So we talked about how Jacob's trouble was about the family of the wives that the Israelites married, the foreign wives that the Israelites married, and they became the United Kingdom, right? So this is they're going through Jacob's trouble. And who coming to bring the trouble? It's Megan, okay? It's Megan. Of course, it's going to be all the plagues and all of that stuff. But she is one of the key things. She is coming to shake it up, okay? And that's exactly what this article say. It say she now has a platform, but can she use it for her feminist agenda? Harry may hold the answers. So it say when Meghan Markle, Prince Harry became engaged, feminist commentators append what basically amounted to a collective grin. While there is generally little to be said for women's right within an outdated patriarchal institution like the British monarchy, this future member of the royal family was different. Markle had a career. She'd been married before, and she is, gasp, older than Harry. She is a woman of color who has spoken openly about her race and sexism, an ambassador for UN Women. Now, she older than Harry. I didn't know that, and this could be kind of why we was told that the bride is like the mother, okay? Older, no more, the leader, you know what I mean? So in her previous life as an actress, Markle reportedly pushed back against gratuitous sexualization of her character in a television series Suits, objecting when she was expected to wear next to nothing in the absence of a plot-driven reason. Several of her previous media appearances suggested all-around excellent feminist credentials. Rubbing our hands together in anticipation, progressive women in press, myself included, were all thinking, now here is a princess or a duchess. Daughter Zion is called the Princess of Peace. Okay, it's going to be a princess, and it's not, this is what I'm saying, it's going to be a literal princess. But I don't know if we think that this person is going to just, come out of the hood, come right up out of the hood. I don't think so. It's going to have to be a person who is on the world stage, and we are told that it's going to be a princess, and we know that it's a princess in the United Kingdom. Why? Because that is the throne of David. That is where it is prophesied to take place. One thing that I found about Harry, right? See, David was fair skinned. And he was called red because he had red hair. Now, when we look at Henry, he definitely fair and he definitely got red hair. David was also called handsome. I think Harry is pretty handsome. And his name is David. His name is Henry something David. I'm going to have to look it again. So his name is David. Okay, look, y'all can look, I'm not here to convince you. I'm only here to present the information. Almost half a year on from her wedding, however, hopes that Markle might rock the royal boat have all but faded on their recent tour of Australia. The young royal couple were rock the boat. Okay, we just talked about Aaliyah. Aaliyah had a song called Rock the Boat. Look, I got synchronicities. Following the announcement of Markle's pregnancy, her role during Prince Harry's visit down under amounted to nothing more than being a beautiful clothes horse, politely nodding and smiling generously for crowds. Praised for her truly groundbreaking choice of switching from heels to ballet flats at the beach. Seriously, someone get the girl some Havaianas, and legitimately admirable efforts. Handballing as Sharon is all well and good, but where did our feminist princess go? There were positive signs that Markle would depart from Kate Middleton's model of unmitigated compliance with convention. Around the time of the royal marriage, there was positive signs that Markle would depart from Kate Middleton's model of unmitigated compliance and convention. During her engagement, Markle spoke in support of her colleagues in Hollywood and the importance of the Me Too movement more broadly. During the wedding ceremony itself, there were some exciting symbols indicating a departure from the norm. Okay, so, you saying that I'm of the world because I think it's Meghan Markle and she of the world, basically. But from everything that we see about her, she not of the world. It say indicating a departure from the norm, from the patriarchy, from the world, okay? Markle chooses to walk part of her way down the aisle alone. The traditional vows of obedience were removed from the ceremony, and the priest pronounced the couple husband and wife, not man and wife. The bride reportedly even gave a short speech at the reception, speaking on her own behalf. Oh my. Following her wedding, Markle's transition to the House of Windsor has been seemingly seamless. Despite being in possession of her own weird and cranky family, Meghan has managed to sail above the chatter. She waves, wears hats, and carries a handbag with appropriate So they saying how they was expecting her to go all out, but she kind of is conforming, right? But I don't think that's going to be for long. Let's say, now I want to jump down a little bit because we ain't got time to read all this. I'm really 5 minutes. I'm really supposed to be going there right now. Marco seems to have fallen into the role of dutiful wife and serene baby maker without displaying any of the fight previously indicated. She had acquisited, I think. Where am I? The press fawned over her holding an umbrella to protect her beloved's red head while he made an address in Sydney. The focus was, of course, on how humbling it was for a royal to hold their own rain protection device. She's just like us. But why wasn't anyone questioning the absence of Marco's speeches in Australia? Pregnant and about to embark on new motherhood, why not use the opportunity to speak about maternal health, child care, parental leave, or pregnancy discrimination? Are flat shoes and the occasional pantsuit really worthy of lauding Marco as a modern royal with genuine feminist credentials? Because what are those feminist credentials really worth if they are simply left on the shelf? For feminism to be worthwhile and meaningful, it has to be about more than symbols, more than a hashtag, more than a slogan or a throwaway line. Feminist values have to be worn. They have to be seen and practiced daily if they're to be any use to anyone. Now, does Marcus have to be an activist or even an exhibitionist about her feminism? Of course, the answer is no. Is she obliged to? Not at all. However, it would be foolish to deny the enormous platform this one individual now has. And this is why I'm telling y'all that I think it's Meghan Markle. She is fitting all of the stuff. You know, it's not like we get a African-American princess in England every day. Okay. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Marco has married an opportunity for influence that the vast majority of feminists around the world couldn't possibly imagine. She can use that platform to sell out chic dresses and champion acceptable, unobjectionable social cause, of course. But doesn't she also have a responsibility to use her megaphone for more than that? To call and make a genuine change for women in Britain and beyond. No, I'm going to stop right there. This is why I'm telling y'all that God is using Meghan. Okay. Again, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to accept this. I'm not forcing you. I'm only presenting the evidence. I'm only presenting the evidence. Okay, family? I'm only presenting the evidence. This is the infiltration. Okay. The last video we talked about that was dedicated solely to the two witnesses. I said it was either time for us to see the two witnesses, or they either going to be emerging or they're going to be leaving. They're going to be dying. Now, Meghan Markle, they've been on the scene since about 2017. That's when all of this stuff started happening for me after that great eclipse, August 21st. And she's been on the scene for a while, so it's possibly that we can be coming to the end. If her and Harry is the two witnesses, I'm not saying that for sure. But I've been under the impression for a while that the two witnesses could possibly be the bride and bridegroom. The only thing that's keeping me from believing that is because they overcome by the beast. Now, I'm still trying to figure if that means that they took the mark or that they just got killed. If they get killed, then it's possible that they could be the two witnesses. Now, the two witnesses is the two olive trees, one being Israel, one being Gentile. She Israel, her husband is a Gentile, okay? I was thinking that it was Biden and Kamala Harris, but I don't think it is, because the scriptures say that the robbers of my people, which I believe is America, they the ones stole that... what was his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He said that America stole the Jews. What was his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Hitler. So it's a scripture in Daniel say that the robbers of my people will stand up to establish the vision. Okay, to establish the vision. So I think that they trying to use other people to throw us off that the people is really here. Now, I want to say this one last thing before I wrap this video up. This is like Cinderella, okay? They always give you the Cinderella story. This is like Cinderella, okay? Imagine Megan, the slave girl, the descendant of a slave, marrying the Prince Charming, okay? This is the Cinderella story, okay? This is the Cinderella story. Except for it's going to be Cinderella with a twist, because she's going to be the one who actually save the world, okay? If it is her. I'm not going to say indefinitely. But what I'm telling y'all is it's not a lot of other options out there. This is the time. It's not a lot of other people that's candidates, okay? It's not a lot of other people. So I'm going to let y'all think about that. Shalom, family. Until we meet again.